Hello, my name's Ted Fleming. This is my brother Howard Fleming. We're co-founders of Pleasant Pools and Spas, and we've been in business since 1978.
Come visit any of our 4 metro locations or our location in Stillwater.
Being in Oklahoma City, the crowds have been fantastic. You live on a farm and got like chickens and cows in your backyard.
So we're talking about the day Charles Barkley fulfilled his promise. Charles Barkley, TNT analyst, entertainer, and basketball savant, came to Oklahoma finally 6 years after he called it a vast wasteland, and our Jenni Carlson gave him the tour. Jenni, what was it like?
It was great. We had a lot of fun. We spent about 4 hours with Charles, myself, and Nate Billings, a photographer here at the Oklahoman. We started out with lunch at Cattleman's. Charles had a steak, of course, and enjoyed a conversation with him. He took tons of pictures, signed tons of autographs with people. We went from there, took a cruise down the Oklahoma River to the Boathouse District. Charles got a chance to row a boat at the Devon Boathouse, the U.S. Olympic Training Center for canoe and kayak. So that was fun to see. And then we headed to the memorial for what I think was a fitting end, for a chance for Charles to see a place that really does encapsulate the meaning of a lot of the emotion, a lot of the community support you see around the Thunder. So it was great. It was a great time. He was fantastic. People came up to him at every opportunity to get pictures and to shake his hand, and he was gracious with everybody.
And 6 years ago, it wasn't so gracious, or it wasn't so, and sort of time heals all wounds, but how did all this come about? Take us back to what started all this.
Well, yeah, 6 years ago, Chris Paul, as you might remember, he was here in Oklahoma City playing for the Hornets, and when TNT did their All-Star announcement show, Chris Paul was one of their guests, and Charles made a ton of cracks, a bunch of cracks about Oklahoma, about chickens and cows in backyards, and it basically got people in Oklahoma really fired up. At the All-Star game, which followed not too long after, he was approached by some Oklahoma folks and basically made a promise to come to Oklahoma City. A year ago, so 5 years after that, I wrote and said, "Hey Charles, remember that promise you made to come to Oklahoma? We still haven't seen you here."
He wants to know where that visit is that you promised several years ago. Remember when you had some things to say about Oklahoma City? It's been 5 years, she says.
Has it been 5 years?
You asked Chris Paul in an interview if he had chickens and cows in his yard.
Well, I still believe that when I think of Oklahoma.
He said he would come then. Well, it took the Western Conference Finals to get him here, but we had a chance to set up this tour with him. TNT, they were all gracious enough to do this. It was a lot of fun, and he actually was here for an exhibition game back during his playing days. So this was not his first trip to Oklahoma City, but I think it's more memorable than that one. He was here for the exhibition game.
Speaking of that exhibition game, that made its rounds on Twitter, a photograph that appeared in the Oklahoman back before the NBA or having an NBA team was a glimmer in our eye. He played for the Phoenix Suns, was a teammate of Wayman Tisdale, was a teammate of Richard Dumas, 2 Oklahomans. And we never thought we'd have an NBA team, but now we do. And also now sort of all is forgiven. Can you talk sort of about how Charles feels about what he said and how he feels about Oklahoma now?
Well, he still says he thinks there are backyards that have some chickens and cows in them. And you know what?
There are.
There actually are. I've seen chickens in a backyard not too far from my house, and I live in Oklahoma City. So I can at least say there's one out there. Now, Charles, and he said this to me during our conversation today. He said, there's some truth in everything that I say. It's not 100% true. Every backyard doesn't have a cow or a chicken, but Charles is from Alabama, and Charles is from a place that really is not that different from Oklahoma and Oklahoma City. He grew up not far from Birmingham, Alabama. So, he said to me at one point, just consider where I'm from. This is my kind of place. And so I think he never hated Oklahoma City, but he likes to have fun, and he likes to push people's buttons, and he pushed Oklahoma City's buttons. He pushed San Antonio's buttons too. But yeah, he's liked his time here. I have no reason to think that's going to change. People have been so receptive, so great, and he's been great right back to him.
TNT was all over this, of course. They know how to promote this stuff. It's sort of the David Letterman or the late night show of basketball. They're going to have a lot of this on their game before Game 4. You'll be sure to see it. And also you can read all about it in Jenni Carlson's column that's going to be on News OK on Saturday. Nate Billings' pictures And on top of that, please stay with the best coverage team anywhere, every day at News OK and every morning in the Oklahoma.